Wake up, motherfucker!
What the fuck?
Did you kill my son and leave his body at my doorstep?
Hell no, that wasn't me.
I don't believe you.
Victor, what are you gonna do? Finish the job. What the fuck?
Power Book the Third. Raising Kanan. Season 5 is officially on the horizon, and fans are already buzzing with questions that demand answers. Will Breeze betray Kanan and shatter their crime empire? What really happened to Rake? Did she survive that deadly confrontation? And most haunting of all, will Kanan finally cross the line and kill his own mother? The trailer is teased to drop soon, promising to unravel these mysteries and ignite the streets with new power struggles. But before that, let's dive deep into what we know, what we suspect, and what might change the entire game in the final season of this explosive series. Season 4 left us on the edge of our seats with one of the most intense confrontations in the entire Power universe. Kanan facing off against Rak, the woman who raised him, but whose secrets and cold heart led to so much pain. That gunshot heard at the end of their showdown tore through the screen, but did it seal Rak's fate? If you watched closely, you saw Kanan's hesitation, the shaking hand, the emotions flickering behind his eyes. He's a man torn between love, rage, and betrayal, and the weight of his mother's dark past hangs heavy. Meanwhile, Jukebox's sudden panic and her phone call right before the confrontation hints at a lifeline for Rak, a chance that she might live to fight another day. The actress herself has been spotted filming for Season 5, making it almost certain that Rak's story isn't over yet. This sets the stage for a high-stakes game where alliances will be tested and loyalties broken. Then there's Breeze. Season 4 introduced us to him as the nephew of Snaps and Pop, two figures deeply entrenched in the dark web of crime that surrounds Kanan. Breeze and Kanan's partnership is more than just business. It's personal, complex, and fragile. We know from the last season that they plan to build an empire, but in the world of raising Kanan, trust is a rare commodity. Breeze's family ties to the people who killed Kanan's friends create a powder keg waiting to explode. Will Breeze betray his own blood to cement his place beside Kanan? Or will their bond grow stronger as they tear down the old guard? The betrayal, if it comes, won't just shake their empire, it could destroy it from within. And the tension only thickens with Unique's rebirth as a dangerous rival who has already burned parts of the neighborhood and taken out Stefano, signaling that no one is safe. The Season 5 trailer is expected to give us a first glimpse of this turbulent new world. Breeze and Kanan starting to rise, Unique's merciless plans to challenge them, and maybe even a shocking reveal about Rak's survival. The timing of the trailer's release, predicted for early 2026, means fans don't have to wait long to be thrown back into the chaos. But beyond the trailer, the release date itself has stirred speculation. Power shows traditionally air about a year after their last season, and since Season 4 dropped in mid-2024, the smart money is on a summer 2026 premiere. However, because Season 5 was confirmed early, an early 2026 release is also possible, which would be a thrilling surprise for viewers hungry for answers. Lastly, the stakes in this final season could not be higher. Kanan's journey from a young man struggling with his family's dark secrets to a rising kingpin is about to reach its explosive climax. The final episodes might even flash forward to connect with Power origins, teasing the future of Ghost and Tommy under the mentorship of Kanan and Breeze. This ending could bridge the old and new stories, offering closure and new beginnings all at once. But until that moment, every second will be packed with tension, betrayal, and the desperate fight for survival. Will Kanan kill his mother to cement his reign? Will Breeze's loyalty hold or shatter? And can Rak escape her deadly fate to return stronger than ever? Season 5 promises to answer these questions, and more, in the most thrilling way possible. Kanan Stark is no longer the boy blindly following his mother's orders. He's becoming the man we feared he would be. Season 5 is set to transform him into the very thing Rak tried so hard to control, a ruthless leader shaped by betrayal, loss, and survival. But power always comes with a price, and Kanan's rise is already soaked in blood. In the aftermath of Season 4's brutal finale, everything has changed. The old rules don't apply anymore. With Unique wiping out Stefano and proving he's ready to play king, and Breeze stepping up to help Kanan build their own empire, the battlefield is being redrawn, but Rak's shadow looms over it all. if she survived that final showdown, and all signs point to that being the case. Then the war's just beginning. And this time, it's not just about turf or drugs. It's personal. Rak built Kanan. She taught him how to lie, how to manipulate, how to kill. And now she might have to fight the monster she created. But while Kanan builds his empire, the cracks are already forming. Breeze, cool-headed and ambitious, has his own agenda. And even though he's been loyal so far, there's a storm coming. His ties to Snaps and Pop, who had blood on their hands after killing Kanan's crew, can't be ignored. That betrayal still hangs in the air like smoke from a gun. Breeze claims he didn't know, but how long can that excuse hold? If Kanan starts to doubt him, their partnership could fall apart fast. And with the streets watching every move, a single misstep could cost them everything. In this world, friends become enemies in seconds, and power doesn't forgive weakness. Breeze may be Kanan's right hand now, but the question is, how long until he wants the throne for himself? Meanwhile, Jukebox's arc is spiraling into even darker territory. Once the heart of the show, her silence during Kanan and Rak's confrontation spoke volumes. She made a choice not to warn her cousin, and that choice may haunt her forever. But guilt and survival rarely walk the same path in power. Jukebox might still have love for her family, but she's learning fast that feelings get you killed. Her transformation into the cold, calculating version we met in the original Power series is accelerating, and Season 5 might be the final push. If Rak lives, Jukebox will be forced to choose. Stand with the only woman who ever protected her, or side with the cousin whose rage is starting to consume him. Either way, someone will pay the price. And let's not forget Detective Howard. Though Kanan shot him back in Season 2, Howard has remained one of the most unpredictable players in this game. His survival means secrets could still surface. Dangerous ones. If he chooses to expose Kanan now, or worse, team up with Rak in a last-ditch attempt to stop their son, the consequences could be catastrophic. He knows too much, and in a world where knowledge is more lethal than bullets, that makes him a serious threat. But even Howard may have to pick a side soon, because Kanan is coming for everything, and anyone who stands in his way might not make it out alive. As Season 5 barrels toward its explosive premiere, it's clear that the streets are shifting. No one is safe. Every alliance is fragile, and every character, Breeze, Rak, Unique, Jukebox, Howard, is standing on a knife's edge. The trailer is expected to set the tone. Dark, dangerous, and unforgiving. The only question is who will survive the storm Kanan is about to unleash. Because this time, he's not following orders. He's giving them. And nothing will ever be the same. Season 5 isn't just about Kanan's rise. It's about the fall of everyone who stood in his way. And that includes his own blood. Because the question no one wants to ask is now impossible to ignore. Will Kanan kill his mother? The emotional tension between Kanan and Rak has reached a boiling point. She built him into a soldier, molded him into a survivor, and taught him the brutal code of the streets. But in doing so, she created someone even more dangerous than herself. The moment she chose lies and control over love, their fate was sealed. And now, if she stands in the way of his empire, she becomes a target. That's the law of the street. And Kanan is starting to live by it. His transformation from conflicted son to cold-blooded kingpin is nearly complete. And if that means silencing Rak for good, he may not hesitate. This wouldn't be just another murder. This would be the final betrayal. The kind of act that can never be undone. But Kanan's world doesn't allow for mercy, especially not when power is on the line. Rak, if she's alive, won't go down without a war. She may have been outmaneuvered in Season 4, but she's still the smartest strategist on the board. And her love for Kanan, twisted and toxic as it is, could be the thing that either saves him or destroys them both. If she decides to fight back, she'll use everything she's got. Old allies, buried secrets, even Jukebox, because Rak knows one thing. If she doesn't stop Kanan now, no one will. But there's also the chance that Rak might not want to survive. If the guilt of what she's done finally catches up to her, we could see a final, heartbreaking surrender. Or worse, she could turn herself into a martyr, forcing Kanan to live with the weight of her death for the rest of his life. Either way, this mother-son battle is heading for a brutal climax, and there may be no coming back from it. Meanwhile, Marvin and Lulu are facing their own demons. Marvin, who's tried again and again to turn over a new leaf, may finally realize that redemption has no place in this world. He's been holding the family together with duct tape and hope, But if Rak is gone and Kanan takes over, all bets are off. Lulu, once the voice of reason, has become a ghost of who he used to be. After killing Crown Camacho and spiraling into addiction, he's a shell, angry, broken, and bitter. Kanan may not even see them as part of his future. Or worse, he could see them as threats. The Stark family is shattered, and Season 5 is likely to scatter the remaining pieces for good. But while the family burns, the streets keep moving. New enemies are circling, the Italians may be weakened, but they're not gone. Unique is growing bolder, and his loyalty is never guaranteed. The more powerful Kanan becomes, the more enemies he'll attract, and the more betrayals he'll face. And Breeze? If the rumors are true, his betrayal could change everything. Because if Breeze ever dares to double-cross Kanan, we know exactly how that ends. The original Power already told us Kanan kills Breeze. That moment is coming. Maybe not in Season 5, but soon. And when it does, it will be the final signal that Kanan is fully gone. No longer the son, no longer the student, just the monster rock unknowingly raised. Every thread in raising Kanan is tightening. Every choice is leading to something darker. And the trailer, when it drops, will only confirm what we already fear. No one is safe. Not Breeze, not Rock, not Jukebox, not even Kanan. Because the streets don't care who you are. They only care who's willing to do what no one else will. And this season, Kanan is ready to cross every line. But just when we think we've seen the worst, Season 5 might pull off the most shocking twist yet. Jukebox. Because behind her calm voice and quiet strength, Jukebox has always been watching. Always learning. She's been caught in the middle of Kanan and Rock's war, trying to stay loyal without losing herself. But this season, she could become the wild card no one expects. We know where Jukebox ends up in the original Power series. A ruthless cop with a cold heart. So, what happened to turn her from this thoughtful, loyal cousin into a stone cold enforcer who would do anything to survive? Season 5 might give us the answer. And that answer could break us. Because if Jukebox is forced to choose between Rock and Kanan, she might choose herself. And if Kanan sees her as a threat, or worse, if she sees him as one, then family bonds will be shattered beyond repair. The streets made Kanan a killer, but Jukebox could be the one who teaches him what it really means to be heartless. Meanwhile, Detective Howard's influence still lingers in the shadows. His death wasn't just another body, it was the start of something darker. His murder opened the door for new investigations, and with law enforcement circling closer, every move Kanan makes is under scrutiny. There's a storm coming, and it's not just from the streets. The cops are beginning to piece together the Stark family's web of lies, and if they get to Jukebox or Marvin, it could all come crashing down. We're not just dealing with rival dealers anymore, we're dealing with federal heat. And Kanan isn't as invisible as he thinks. Every empire attracts attention. And power, no matter how carefully earned, comes at a cost. Even more dangerous, Kanan might start believing in his own legend. That's when things get deadly. Because it's not just the guns or the enemies that kill you in this game. It's your ego. It's the moment you think you can't be touched. Kanan's been through heartbreak, betrayal, and war. But Season 5 may push him into a space he's never been before. Absolute control. And control has a way of slipping away when you want it most. The same streets that made him can turn on him in a heartbeat. And if Breeze's betrayal is real, it will be the spark that sets the entire city on fire. And let's not forget those, waiting in the wings. Unique's ambitions have never faded. He's been lurking, calculating, surviving. If Kanan becomes the king, Unique will be the first to test him. He may even try to replace him. Or worse, work with Breeze behind Kanan's back. And the younger crews, they're watching, hungry, desperate. They don't care about loyalty or legacy. They want a piece of the throne. And Kanan, for all his growth, still bleeds. He still loves. He still hurts. And that makes him vulnerable. In this world, emotions are weapons. And everyone is armed. Everything is coming to a head. Every secret, every betrayal, every lie. Season 5 will not be about survival. It will be about dominance. About who's willing to do the unthinkable to stay on top. And in the end, the person Kanan may need to destroy could be himself. Because power doesn't just change people. It breaks them. And by the time this season ends, the boy Rock once protected may be long gone. All that remains is the legend. But As the final chapter of Season 5 approaches, one question haunts every moment, every move, every glance. Will Kanan kill his mother? It's the prophecy no one wants to believe, but it's been there from the start, whispering in the background like a ghost. Rock gave everything to raise Kanan, to make him strong, ruthless, unstoppable. She built an empire not for herself, but for him. But somewhere along the way, the lines blurred. Love became control. Protection became manipulation. And Kanan, once her son, became her soldier. Season 5 may be the reckoning for all of that. Because no matter how much power Kanan gains, there's one person who still knows the boy inside the killer. And that person is Rock. That makes her the most dangerous person in his life. Not because she's his enemy, but because she knows how to break him without pulling a trigger. But Rock is no fool. She's seen what power does to people. She built her legacy on blood and fear, but she knows it's slipping. She can feel it. And if Kanan rises, she falls. The question is, how far will she go to hold on to what's hers? Will she kill Breeze before Kanan learns the truth? Will she take out Unique once and for all? Or will she do the unthinkable and try to control her son one last time? The truth is, Rock may already know how this story ends. And maybe, just maybe, she's accepted it. Because sometimes, when you build a king, you also build your own executioner. And Rock may have built hers. And as for Kanan, he's standing on the edge, not just of the game, but of himself. The boy who once hesitated to pull the trigger is gone. In his place stands a man with fire in his eyes and blood on his hands. But does he still have a soul? That's the real war now. Not turf, not territory. It's the war inside Kanan's own heart. Can he hold on to even a piece of who he used to be? Or will he become the very thing Rock trained him to be? A monster with no weakness, no mercy, no love. Power Book the 30. Raising Kanan. Season 5 will not just test loyalty, it will redefine it. It will shatter everything we thought we knew about. Family, legacy, and what it takes to survive. So when the trailer drops and the release date is finally confirmed, don't blink, don't breathe, because the game is about to change forever. And by the time the credits roll on Season 5, Kanan won't just be a name whispered in the streets. He'll be a myth, a ghost, a legend, the one who rose from his mother's shadow and set the entire world on fire.